Let me say this slow because this is not about feelings. This is about what was said on camera at major events and what that actually means. I am aware of what happened at the Grammys. And what stood out at this year's Grammys was not the music, it was the language. We heard statements like, immigrants built America, not contributed, not played a role, built. And that's not poetry, that's a factual claim. And when facts get replaced by slogans, that's when I pay attention. Because you can't call something inclusive when it excludes the truth, right? If you're claiming credit for building something while erasing the people whose forced labor literally created the foundation, that's not inclusion. That's misattribution. And words matter. Authorship matters because authorship determines who gets remembered and who gets erased. Now, look, within the same 30 days, we hear the same exact phrases echoed by politicians, media, public figures, etc. at major events, major platforms. Same language, same absolutes, same timing. You think that's a coincidence? But I don't think it's necessarily a secret meeting in a dark room. It's more like a narrative convergence, right? It's what happens when institutions reward language that's vague enough to avoid accountability and punish language that's precise enough to demand it, right? Uh, so it's specific history creates responsibility, and generalized history creates cover. And systems always choose cover. Now, here's where this ties to something much bigger than what I'm saying. We're living in a moment where AI is replacing jobs, media credibility is falling on its face, kids are growing up hopeless about the future, and people are outsourcing thinking for algorithms. And instead of teaching people how to think, the system is teaching people what to repeat. And that is the part that's dangerous. Because when people stop verifying and start accepting summaries and things of that nature, power shifts. Not to the truth, but to whoever controls the defaults, right? And let's be clear. Media has been misinforming people for decades now. And this is nothing new. What's new is the speed. AI doesn't create misinformation. It accelerates laziness. It rewards being passive. It compresses nuance. It gives non-factual answers, etc., etc. So if the next generation grows up asking systems instead of researching sources, and no one teaches them skepticism and discernment or history, then yeah, that's a problem. But here's the part that nobody wants to say out loud. All of this chaos is not sharpening people. The sharpest minds are getting sharper because they're forced to, right? And the dullest minds, it's like some of them are waking up by proximity. And I think it's due to pressure. And when old scripts stop working, people either go numb or they level up. And I'm seeing a lot of both. I'm seeing people numbing out and I'm seeing people leveling all the way up. And I don't think this is the end of thinking. It's the end of comfortable thinking. And I think that scares systems that rely on people to be on like autopilot. Because a controlled population believes the story. And if you're a delusioned population, you question the storyteller. Like right now, people, they're not obedient. They're distrustful. They're opting out. They're disengaging, you know? And I don't think that that's population control. It's more of a legitimacy crisis. And history shows when your legitimacy cracks, then things start to get repetitive. And that's why slogans start replacing the facts. That's why history gets flattened. That's why truth becomes divisive. And here's where I land. I don't think AI is the enemy. I don't think immigrants are the enemy. I don't think artists are the enemy. I think it's dangerous when you allow convenience to replace curiosity. Because history doesn't survive because it gets approved. It survives because people refuse to forget it. And if you listen to this, connect the dots, questioning language, refusing vague answers, I don't think you're late. I think you're super early to the party. This era seems to be sorting people very fast. And some people will outsource their thinking, and some people will sharpen their minds like a razor. Some will do both, but I think eventually you'll have to choose. And I know exactly what side I'm on. I'm not here to repeat slogans. I'm here to protect truth, especially when it's uncomfortable. Because inclusion without the accuracy is just erasure with better PR. And I am not built for autopilot. But that's it, fam. You take that and do whatever you like with it. It's that man, Taj the rapping detailer. Just remember that being prepared eliminates fear, and being aware makes everything clear. And I'm out of here. Peace.